When it first came to life just over 50 years ago, the Ruger Mini 14 quickly made a name for itself on the recreational shooting market. Designed by L. James Sullivan and Bill Ruger, it combined the best attributes of the M1 Garand and the M1 Carbine with a rock and lock detachable box magazine inspired by the M14s. It gave civilians a reliable and affordable semi-automatic carbine chambered for the soft shooting 223 Remington cartridge. At a time when the Colt AR-15 SP1 was available for $250, the Mini 14 offered comparable shooting characteristics for just $199. That price and the gun's noted reliability produced a popularity that stands out in the history of sporting arms, a popularity that continues to this day. But for all its success on the civilian market, the Mini 14 didn't make much of a splash as a government gun. Hoping for law enforcement and military sales, Ruger introduced a new version of the Mini 14 in 1979 that was equipped with a special barrel profile. Unlike the standard model, the 18.5-inch Mini 14 GB, for government barrel, incorporates a muzzle brake and a combination front sight block bayonet lug capable of mounting the USGI M7 bayonet. Other than that, the GB is no different than the standard model insofar as it's built on the same cast receiver, it uses the same adjustable rear sight assembly, and it's capable of producing semi-automatic fire only. While several law enforcement agencies and corrections departments purchased it, the Mini 14 GB had but one military contract, and that was for the Royal Bermuda Regiment. In 1982, it ordered 500 examples that differ from the standard GB production guns only insofar as they have a regimental crest roll marked on the left side of the receiver. Ruger delivered the guns to Bermuda in factory walnut stocks with heat-resistant ventilated fiberglass handguards. But then in the 1990s, the regiment purchased Choate machine and tool fiberglass-filled polymer pistol grip stocks for them. Those stocks remained with the guns until 2016, when the regiment completed its transition to the L85A2 rifle. For a period of 32 years, though, Mini 14 GBs and Choate composite stocks armed the Royal Bermuda Regiment, during which time they were photographed in the hands of women and men in annual training and on parade. Some of them even traveled to the USA in May 2015 when the regiment participated in Exercise Island Warrior 15 on Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. This joint exercise was designed to enhance the regiment's operational effectiveness while simultaneously strengthening its partnership with the U.S. Marine Corps. 3 Marines photographed the Bermudans during their time in North Carolina, and in so doing collected a number of excellent digital images of the regiment's GBs in action. While some of those images show the guns being used during tactical scenario training with blank firing adapters and blank ammunition, other photographs show them out on the range during live fire training with M193 ball. These photos captured the end of an era, though, because shortly after the regiment returned from Camp Lejeune, the Mini 14 GB's service life as a military rifle came to an end. Although Ruger never did sell the Mini 14 GB commercially, domestic law enforcement agencies that purchased it did, and that's how police trade-in examples of the rifle entered civilian circulation during the 1990s. They can still be found today with either blued finish or in stainless steel, with either a hardwood semi-pistol grip stock or the distinctive side-folding tubular stock that Ruger introduced way back when Jimmy Carter was still in the White House. In 2024, Ruger released a Retro Repro Mini 14 that generally reproduces the vintage aesthetics that made the GB chic to begin with. But the original is what collectors really want. It came from the golden age of the Mini 14, before the introduction of the Ranch Rifle or the Mini 30, and long before the 6.8mm Remington SPC and 300 Blackout cartridges even existed. It came from a time when Olivia Newton-John and Lionel Richie had hit songs, and the Royal Bermuda Regiment was shopping for a new rifle to replace its aging fleet of L1A1 FALs. While it might not be known for accuracy, and it might not have been a big hit in terms of government sales, the Mini 14 GB has a mystique all its own that survives today thanks to the nostalgia we all feel for the bygone era that gave birth to it.